for the Jesse T Show. We're back with you live in person, on the air, and everywhere through God's blue-green earth. Thank God I live in America, because I'm telling you, this is the best place on the planet Earth to live. We're all about joining together, and we're doing that more and more every day in our country. We're getting rocked pretty hard, worse than ever before in the history of this great nation. But we will prevail, and we will save our people, and we will save the world, because that's what Americans do. And I have a wonderful American man, a great businessman, an actor and film producer, and just a terrific guy, the mystery man, the Latin mystery man, the Latin James Bond. Oh, James Bond. I have De Hoyos, Alejandro De Hoyos with me. What's happening?
What an intro. What an intro.
I should have queued up James Bond music. That's what I should have did. I'm going to do that when I produce this later. I'm going to do
the Spanish version of
yeah.
That's funny. Yeah.
Well, you let me be politically incorrect. So, hi, man, what's happening besides all this coronavirus? I know you have some very successful businesses outside the entertainment business. How is this affecting?
It's I had to close a few of the companies. We have a facility for weddings. It's an event place. We have to close it. I mean, we have usually 200, 300 people there. So now it's closed. It's been closed for about a month. And I have other businesses that are also being affected by this. But we're trying to keep some of the ones that are necessary, like the medical facility that's still open, but not full force, just for specific needs,
Yeah, those folks that are on front line, the doctors and nurses and the people that draw your blood and the clinical people. I mean, they're coming down with this more and more and more. We're seeing that happen.
Yeah. Jesse, it's very interesting because I also have an interpreting company. We interpret for many facilities. People who don't understand English very well and they want to communicate with the doctor. But my staff, my interpreters, they have to be very careful. Also, they're interpreting for these patients and doctors, and they're not doctors themselves, but they're interpreters, and they're still at risk.
Talking. Yeah, and they say those droplets. I was reading.
Well, they wear masks now. They're wearing masks,
and gloves and everything, right?
Yeah, gloves. Yeah.
I tell you, when I go out, people look at me when I walk in a store, which is I'm at the Jesse T compound, the undisclosed location, right? And when I go out, I look like some alien space monster that can't breathe oxygen. I got the space suit on, the helmet, the gloves, the glasses. Oh man, I'm like the whole works. I'm walking like Robbie the Robot, I am here to get my bananas.
We got some masks, and they're black. That's all they had. So we got it black, and you look like a ninja, which is fun.
Yeah. I just ordered like 8 of those. Anyway, so this is something that has done a lot to change the fabric and the thinking of many Americans. And I just don't think after this all clears, and it's going to clear, I just don't think that we as a society are going to act the same way that we act before it.
Right.
I hope it's for the positive,
Yeah. Yeah, but I hope we can, socialize again soon.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun. I take salsa classes, and we also at one of my facilities, we have salsa lessons and events for salsa, and that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Something outside of what you normally do. You go and salsa. It's great.
Yeah, you can't do any of that now.
No.
This is going to. I think this is going to be one of the best forms of birth control, other than abortion.
You think? No, I think that there are going to be a lot of December babies.
Yeah, I think so. If it clears, we're going to have like a baby boom again. That's right.
Right.
You know, I did read that one of the largest companies that make condoms, they're running out.
They are. What,
They're
are they
running
putting them on their faces or what?
No, they're running out of the condoms.
Yeah,
They
that's what I said. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you know, I wear a big condom over my head with the thing. You know,
Does it
that's
work?
what. Yeah, it works, man. If it works for the other
How do
part
you
of me,
wear the glasses? You still have to put, or is it see-through?
yeah, no, yeah, I cut holes in it because you know some condoms have holes in them. You just never know. Oops, there it is. Wait a minute. Okay. I'm just taking this in the wrong place. Let's get back to what we're here to talk about. That's your wonderful entertainment career.
What? That's one.
Let him go.
I said get back to your post, wetback!
Mi conciencia no me permite continuar aquí.
Cano, si tú no te quedas, nosotros tampoco.
¿Y si tienes un lugar así violento y jodido para unos malandros así como estos?
¿Qué te parece México?
El niño perdió a toda su familia. Como le comenté, ha sido muy difícil para él.
Alguien quiere deshacerse del niño.
Los entrenamos para matar. Los entrenamos para morir sin que se dieran cuenta.
El pobre niño no socializa mucho.
¿Has matado a alguien?
¿Usted se cree capaz de juzgar a esta gente? Yo no.
Te lavan el cerebro con falsos discursos de amor a la patria.
El cártel nos tiene aquí acorralados.
Tengo amigos en el gobierno. Si quieren les hablo, que nos apoyen.
Eso ya no sirve de nada a esta altura.
¿Vas a matar a más malos?
Cúbrense, cúbrenos.
¿Por qué vienen todos vestidos como que van a la guerra?
Acabamos de regresar de una.
¡Erasmo!
Todo ha sido una mentira.
¿Qué dice? ¿Estamos atrapados?
Hay un pequeño grupo de hombres armados bloqueando la salida.
¿Qué vamos a hacer?
Necesitamos eliminar las riquezas por medio de estas pinches putas guerras.
I understand, and you've told me this in the past, that during the disco era, you were running one of the very biggest and most popular discos in Mexico City, sort of like Studio 54 was in New York.
Yeah. It was called Magic Circus, and we had capacity of 3,000 people. We had the best shows there, 2 stories. For the time, it was amazing. I mean, we had the best DJs, and other celebrities who come in, perform. Right. So it was a lot of fun. I was 22, 23 at the time, just a kid.
Yeah. I can remember those.
I started working I started working in the club business when I was, because I was tall, and in Mexico, when you're 18, you're an adult.
Right. Know? Yeah, it's different there.
You can work at clubs, bar. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I was mature enough at the time, and I worked there for a few years. But I'm a morning person, so for me to go to bed at 5, 6 in the morning instead of waking up at 5, 6, that was a big, stretch. That was really, really hard, in those days. I guess I was young, so it's okay. But
when you're young,
I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, there's a burnout factor to it. Absolutely. I did that too. With the radio here in Los Angeles, I was always doing concerts and nightclubs. And we had the Casa Camino Real down on 18th and Oak Street, downtown LA, 3,000 strong in there during the 80s and all that stuff too. So I totally can relate to that. But you also always had an interest in acting. And I guess commercials kind of brought you to that. Is that right?
It's funny because that was I started late because I've been a businessman for many years, and then when I was 30, I had just closed a restaurant in Virginia and moved back to LA, and I just started doing commercials, one another, and soon I've done over 200 commercials. As a matter of fact, I have a one for Northwestern Mutual right now. If you go to YouTube, just put Northwestern Mutual, and you'll see me. It's a whole 60 seconds of Alex.
What isn't that one that?
I'm assuming you haven't seen it because you would have.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I'll play it. I'll play that as one of the demos because isn't that correct me if I'm wrong? Is that the one that you traveled the world and it aired during the Super Bowl?
That's
yeah.
Right. That's yeah.
What was it like?
That's right. It's funny. We went to Europe.
Yeah.
We went to Europe before. I mean, I was back in October. So right before all this happened, we were shooting in Europe. Canary Islands. We went to Finland, to Iceland, to Barcelona. It was amazing.
I've never been to Iceland.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always wanted to go there. Is it really cold there?
Yeah. It was very cold, man, and I had to do some scenes where I'm running on the beach, but the beach pretty much had ice, that cold, and I'm running like it's no big deal. And do it again. Let's do it again. You get to a point where after a couple hours, we were done, and the DP comes and tells me, "Hey, Alex, how you doing?" And I tried to tell him, "I'm doing fine, no worries." But I could not open my mouth. I was freezing. I don't know if it was like hypothermia.
Yeah, I think so.
So they sent me to the trailer right away, to warm up. Cause it was really with the water. Because once you're running in Iceland, you're gonna freeze very quickly.
Yeah. You have no concept of cold. I mean, I've been up to Alaska. And some of the outside of Fairbanks. I mean, I've kind of gone hunting up there, and in the wintertime, and it's cold enough there, and Iceland is colder. So, yeah.
And then again, you do it. It's your job, and I'm not gonna be complaining and saying, "Oh no, I'm too tired. It's too cold." No, I mean, they kept asking, "Are you okay?" And I say, "Yeah, let's move forward." I mean. You have a crew of 40, 50 people. You want to continue. Okay, let's get it done.
Yeah, well, they're out there too, just like you, freezing their fannies off.
No. They got big jackets. I'm running in my shorts, my
that's not fair.
Sweatshirt, and they have like huge. The producers they all have like huge coats. Like that.
Yeah, they look like Eskimos. Right?
Eskimos, yeah. So they were a lot more protected than I was. But again, it was fun. It's an amazing experience. So for me, acting is something that I enjoy a lot.
Right.
I don't like to get into politics or things like that, but at the same time, this amazing land that was owned by Mexico. Yeah. It was taken from the Indians, also the Mexican Indians. The Spanish came, they conquered, and they took all that land.
Yeah, they took out the Aztecs because the Aztecs was really an empire of Mexico from sea to sea. The Aztecs ruled everybody, and took out the Aztecs, and then it became Spain, then France, and then Spain, Mexico, and France, all had pieces of the action there. But it's a rich history. People don't realize that, especially the Americans, because Americans, we don't do a lot of traveling for the most part. And the part of Mexico that most Americans know is Brownsville, El Paso, Mexicali, Tijuana. These are the border towns, but that's not Mexico.
Right.
That's not Mexico. Mexico is when you go like 300 miles in, 400 miles in, and you get to the real Mexico. And it's a beautiful country. I mean, Mexico's got Grand Canyons. They got snow on the mountains. They got jungles. They got raging rivers. They got, it's all kinds of stuff in Mexico.
Amazing beaches,
Amazing beaches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you say amazing beaches or amazing witches? Or did you say amazing? Okay, I wasn't sure.
Beach.
I think I just got myself in trouble.
No. You can never get yourself in trouble, Jesse. You live there. You live there all the time, so.
Yeah, that's right. I live there already. I've been living there since I was a wee little boy.
Oh my God.
Yes. So we're going to talk about the movie that we're here to talk about, and it's a great movie, Contratista, or in English, Contractor.
That's right. That's right.
Let him go.
I said get back to your post, wet bat!
Mi conciencia no me permite continuar aquí.
Cano, si tú no te quedas, nosotros tampoco.
¿Y si tienes un lugar así violento y jodido para unos malandros así como estos?
¿Qué te parece México?
El niño perdió a toda su familia. Como le comenté, ha sido muy difícil para él.
Alguien quiere deshacerse del niño.
Los entrenamos para matar. Los entrenamos para morir sin que se dieran cuenta.
El pobre niño no socializa mucho.
¿Has matado a alguien?
¿Usted se cree capaz de juzgar a esta gente? Yo no.
Te lavan el cerebro con falsos discursos de amor a la patria.
El cártel nos tiene aquí acorralados.
Tengo amigos en el gobierno. Si quieren les hablo, que nos apoyen.
Eso ya no sirve de nada a esta altura.
¿Vas a matar a más malos?
Cúbrenos.
¿Por qué vienen todos vestidos como que van a la guerra?
Acabamos de regresar de una.
¡Gerardo!
Todo ha sido una mentira.
¿Qué dice? ¿Estamos atrapados?
Hay un pequeño grupo de hombres armados bloqueando la salida.
¿Qué vamos a hacer?
Necesitamos eliminar las riquezas por medio de estas pinches putas guerras.
But I wanted to kind of go back in your history a little bit, and you did a lot of stuff. I mean, you were in a lot of TV that you've done.
So I started doing all those commercials. I did some, when I was younger, and some TV episodes here, guest starring here and there. And then I decided to open a production company, to do The Contractor, Contratista. And there was a friend of mine who's a director. He had directed me in a couple of movies. It had a script. I read it, liked it a lot, and then in less than 2 months, we were in production.
What's the name of your company?
Alta California Pictures.
Okay.
Alta California, because I like to throw in a little bit of history there. In the old days, it used to be Alta California and Baja California.
That's right.
And now,
right?
Yeah, when it was all part of Mexico. So then it became just California. But a lot of people don't know that that's why it's called Baja,
right?
Meaning lower, and Alta, higher California.
You are one of the best looking men in show business.
Oh no, get out of town.
And if I was a girl, I'd probably ask you out.
Oh, I thought you were a girl.
Oh, well, don't tell anybody.
That's right. You cut your hair. Yeah.
That's right. And I've been using these oranges for you. Yeah.
Oh, that's what I felt.
Oh no. I'm going to go down this path today.
No, I don't want to go down any path.